Alright everyone, it's time for Occult Literature, video number 176, A Trial of Witches. This is a primary source document largely, although it does have a sort of addendum in an intro. Link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Second and third links are to my books blogs. There are other works on sort of the Burning Times, Salem, there's a couple works on that there, mostly under the academic and folklore headers. Now, the importance of this document is manifold. First and foremost, it's a primary source document. This is as close as you can get to the initial. In a couple of instances, there were obvious misspellings that I corrected. I think those were native to the 1800s reprint. They must have been printing errors. Otherwise, I've left the Old English intact, which is something I typically don't do. I typically clean the language up for a modern audience. There's no way to do that, though. Some of these words don't really have a modern counterpart that you would think of, at least in American English, so it's kind of difficult. So it's a primary source document. Why else is it important? Well, if you're interested in the history of persecution or the witch trials, that's obvious. I'm interested in it because it fits in with the concept of moral panic and sort of the format of that. What I've said, and I've mentioned this before, this isn't in the book, but this is my sort of modern feel. Persecutions, moral panics, they evolve out of a central problem. Some problem is witnessed, like people have said, well, ergot poisoning caused the witch trials. Okay, that could be the origin. What happens is that then that begins to spread. It gets misused by the corrupt. They say, people think there's like witches running around and stuff. I don't really like that person. I kind of want their farm or their wife or something. I'm going to get him killed for witchery. Oh, hey, he killed my cows off. I heard him mumbling weird stuff under his breath. And by the way, I'm a magistrate, so everyone else better fucking shut up and back me up. Otherwise, I'm going to blame you too. And behind the scenes, they start getting each other put on trial and either imprisoned or killed. In some cases, there was mercy shown, but it was very, very rare. It's like, oh yeah, this 2-year-old is possessed or something. Okay, well, we're not going to kill the 2-year-old, obviously. Generally, small children weren't blamed, and if they were, they would just be sort of like, just repent, say 10 Hail Marys or some shit. But here's the thing. Once it begins to spread, then the general population takes up the panic and works itself into a foaming rage, and then eventually it gets re-aimed at those same corrupt people, and then they have to let the issue go. They either have to let it go, they're compelled to, out of a sense of self-preservation, or the panic dies down because it gets so overstretched it just becomes a farce, basically. This shows that mid-stage of the panic. You've got stuff in here like, oh, well, this person, we know that they're, worshiping Satan and stuff because they were vomiting up pins or coins, or, if you prick them, they won't bleed, and like weird shit like that. And it's all total superstition. And as I pointed out before with the prior work, with regards to, I believe, the Bamberg burning times is applied to Bamberg, I think in Germany, that there was one letter sort of squirreled out of prison where like, yeah, the jailers know I'm innocent, the executioner knows I'm innocent, the witnesses against me all came and basically begged my forgiveness for their immortal souls, and yeah, I forgive them because, what the hell, but I'm not actually a witch, and it's full of shit. And so people actually knew back then that was full of shit. Like in Salem, most of the people involved, they knew that it was full of shit. People were joking around or trying to steal property, or they were, high as balls on ergot or something like that, and that's typically how it happened. So it's an interesting document, all things considered. Highly recommended. It's on the shorter side, but it's primary source, and so it's a little bit more dense a read because it's in that, very antiquated 17th century English. It goes a little bit beyond just the hast thou and these and sort of the prithee, good sir sort of stuff. Again, link in the description of my edition of this work on Amazon. Highly recommended. Second and third links are to my books, blogs. Other works on sort of witchery are available. That's about all. Peace out.